What's up, everyone? Wolfsly here, and welcome to a Dead by Daylight tier list. And today we're going to be ranking all of the killers from trash to S tier. So, without losing time, let's get started. So, Blight, he's an S tier. Blight is a jack of all trades. He has everything you need. He's super quick. He has good anti-loop capabilities. He has super good add-ons. You can always pick a Blight, and you never go wrong. The only downside with Blight is that he's kind of hard to play. Like to know which object is a hard object and which one is not, which one you can bump on and stuff. But overall, he's a pretty good killer. The only thing that survivors can do against the Blight is maybe pre-drop a pallet or maybe try to mind trick him. But then most of the times they're gonna end up getting down really quickly with a Blight. He has a really strong snowball capability. He can like down survivors in a matter of seconds. So yeah, he deserved the S tier. He's one of the best killers in the game. There's no doubt. Yeah. Moving on, we have Doctor. He's a C tier. His power is his power is okay, I guess. He can like do a really big shock where like it makes all the survivors scream, and he has like a small shock where he can use it in a loop to slow down a player. I mean, he's okay, I guess. He has really limit add-ons. They're not that good. They're okay, I guess. They're just not that helpful for what he does. He does have this ability where like he can make a survivor's sanity go up, and as they go up, they're gonna start hallucinating. Their radius is gonna start being like weird and stuff. They're gonna be limited in action. But apart of that, on paper it sounds really good, but on practice, he's okay, I guess. He's just below average in my opinion, but he's not D tier or trash. He's just okay. In a higher rank lobby, he's not going higher than C tier. He's gonna suffer a lot from loops and stuff. Yeah, he's a he's a solid C tier. Demogorgon, he's a balance killer. He has his portals that he can roam around. He has his shred where he can jump from far away to hit a survivor, to close gaps, or to break a pallet. And he has good add-ons and bad add-ons. He's not super good, but he's also not bad. He's okay. He's good. I mean, he's a solid B tier. He's a mid B tier. He's a balance killer. I think in his current state, he's perfect. In a higher rank lobby, he can do good, but in a low rank lobby, he can be an S tier. He's super dangerous. Not a lot of people know how to actually play against a Demogorgon. He has like super strong add-ons that can make him see Survivor's aura while traveling in his portals and stuff. Yeah, he's okay, I guess. He's a solid B tier. But there's just better options for him. Yeah, like there's a better like alternatives to Demogorgon. This Slinger is he's a low B tier. He's how can I say it? Um, he got nerfed so much. Like he used to be an S tier or an A tier. Now he's like a B tier, low B tier. The real big problem with Deathslinger is like he's really map dependent. If you're like in a really if you're like in a map where there's a lot of objects, he's gonna suffer a lot. And now that like his tier readers got nerfed, you can predict uh like not predict like you can hear a Deathslinger coming from far away, so you can have you have time to like react and hide or like try to run away and find some objects to hide behind to, or find a loop, find a pallet. You can pre-drop pallets and he's gonna suffer a lot. And also he had a nerf for like he cannot aim fast as like before, so survivor has like time to avoid his shots. And when he aims, he has to do like yeah he has like a slow animation, so survivors can see his animation and they can uh go in a zigzag where like that slinger is gonna have a hard time trying to shoot the survivor. And then after he shoots his spear, well he has to do reloading animation, which takes a long time. Well, not a long time, but it's pretty bad actually. But the fact that he's a long range killer makes him a B tier. If it wasn't for this reason, he'd be like in a D tier. Um, yeah, Deathslinger is not that good as he used to be. He's a low B tier. He's between C and B tier. Just a better version of him. He used to be super good, but now he's just okay, I guess. Clown, he's a D tier. Sadly, he's just a sad story. He has like one of the worst um, anti-loop in the game. I mean, it can be good, but it's just not great compared to other killers. He's not trash because like he has an anti-loop, but also he cannot be higher than D tier. He has no map control whatsoever. He's really perk dependent. His add-ons are like really mediocre, and he's gonna suffer a lot from pallet pre-drops. Or windows. I mean, his potions could be good. He has a high skill ceiling, but then in the higher rank lobbies, he's gonna suffer a lot. You're not gonna have fun playing clown. He's a pretty slow killer. So Pyramid Head, easy A tier. Yeah, he doesn't really have good map pressure, but he has like the best anti loop in the game, at least in my opinion. The fact that he can deny almost every object in the game, every physic. So pretty much he can hit you through walls and pallets without any consequences. A part of like he has to do a loading animation like where he has to stab on the ground, but then yeah, he's really fucking good. You cannot go wrong with a pyramid head. But he's super hard to use. In fact, if you're not a good pyramid head, like if it's the first time you're playing a pyramid head, you're gonna have a hard time playing him or landing your shots. He has also the second ability, which I think it's super powerful. The fact that if someone is tormented, like if someone walks through your trail, like those barbed wires behind him, they're gonna get tormented. If you're downed, instead of hooking you up, he can send you to like a cage, so he doesn't have to pick you up. So all of abilities that like are against like carrying, like like what's it called, decisive strike or something. Yeah, that's not gonna work on him. Or maybe even what's it called, borrowed time. Yeah, it's not gonna work too. He can hit multiple survivors in the same time when he's using his ability. So yeah, I mean, in Pyramid Head, well, the only biggest downside of Pyramid Head, he has like super trash add-ons. Like his add-ons are like horrible. It's like his add-ons are even worse than Doctor or even Clown. Like I've never seen such bad add-ons before. I mean, he may have like one good add-ons or two, but then like a part of that, they're not that good. I mean, he does have like add-ons that makes his ability like to hit further, like it maybe increases his range. He can also have like abilities where like if he hits you with like those trails, you can have like those kind of side effects like blindness or something. But then I mean, his atoms are trash, but the fact that he can hit you through walls, it's pretty powerful. In the hands of a good player, he's gonna be super powerful. Freddie, he's going to C tier, high C tier. I think he's better than Doctor somewhat. Uh, the thing with with Freddie is like as the meta is changing, he's became less and less good. Like especially with the Boon Totem, which are super powerful against the Freddy. Like Freddy does have a good map control and he has an okay anti loop, but then he's an M1 killer. Yeah, he's gonna have to hit you twice. Like unlike Deathslinger or Demogorgon, which can like they have like a better kit than Freddy. Like they have better add-ons, they have better anti-loop capabilities. His anti-loop is pretty trash, and the fact that you can let a hit on someone is already super good. Like it's like the biggest problem with Freddy is like it's so hard to hit a survivor, and his anti-loop is so trash. Like his puddle, like his red puddle, almost does nothing. Literally, it slows them down like slightly, but then most of the times like it's not gonna be that great. And if they're not in the dream world, they're invincible, pretty much. all of your pallets, fake pallets, and those red puddles, they're never gonna work if they're not sleeping. And guess what? There isn't like the map. There's a clock where it makes you immune to the dream world for 30 seconds, which is kind of really uh, big downside to Freddie. His add-ons, I mean, he has good ones, but they're not impressive. They're just there, I guess. Freddy used to be super good because like he can teleport to generators and stuff, but then as time goes on, we just like people are realizing that Freddy is just he's kind of underwhelming. He used to be better before, but now he's just okay, I guess. Ghostface, I think he's the best stealth killer in the game, so that's why I'm betting him higher than Freddy. He's not higher than B tier. I don't think he's a B tier though, because all the stealth killers in this game are not that great, honestly, because they all suffer from the same problem: map control or loop, anti-loop capabilities. The only reason why I think Ghostface is like the one of the highest C tier in the C tier list is like he has this one shot um, ability. Like he can go like in a sort of an stealth stealth mode where like he can stalk people, and like if he stalks them well enough he can like mark them and actually go and one shot them, down them like in the first hit. But then he's a part of that, he has no map control whatsoever. His add-ons are, I mean, they're okay, I guess. Most of them doesn't really do much. They're just there. They just amplify what he already has. Like he makes them stocks faster. Like the marked survivor lasts longer and stuff like that. But most of the time, you're gonna suffer in a um, high rank lobbies. He's not that good, honestly. In general, stealth killers are pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Hag, on the other hand, she's an A tier. She is a better version of Trapper. What she does is like she paints on the ground as like a sort of a black lines that when you walk onto it, she can like teleport your location and instantly hit you, which is super good. Unlike Trapper, where like you can disable his trap, you cannot disable Hag's trap unless you have a flashlight, which forces you to play a different game style, which is super good. She has a really good map pressure. Like you can put traps in front of generators. She can recycle her traps. Like let's say you put more traps than what you are allowed to. Like her oldest trap is gonna disappear, and you're just gonna recycle it to a new location, which is good. Like it doesn't force you to go get the trap back, or like you have to wait until a survivor walks on it. No, you just recycle your traps if you want to like change their locations, which is pretty good. She can put traps on like where there's pallets, windows and stuff. Yeah, she's a pretty and her add-ons are okay as well. They're pretty good, you know. All in all, like Hag is a pretty solid A tier killer. She has good map control. She has an okay anti loop. You see, it's better than most killers on this tier list. So yeah, Hag is a solid A tier. Ooh, Hillbilly. I'm gonna pair him B tier, higher than I think he's. I think he's higher than Deathslinger. Okay, so the thing, and I think he's higher than also Demogorgon. The thing is about Demogorgon is like not Demogorgon. Sorry, Hillbilly is like he can be a trash tier, but he can also be an S tier. He's really dependent on who's playing him. So he's like one of the hardest killers to play in Dead by Daylight, but at the same time he's like one of the best killers in the game. The thing is about him is like he has this ability where like he charges his chainsaw and then he not only he like runs super fast, but he can down you instantly if you're in his range. So yeah, of his chainsaw. So yeah, he has some good abilities, but also some bad abilities. In the hands of a good player, he can dominate lobbies. He can literally destroy almost everyone. but in the hands of a really of an average player, he's probably going to be a D tier. Yeah, I mean, Hillbilly, he can be good, but he's like so hard to use. He's like even more harder than Blight. That's how hard he is to use. And like when you hit the wall, he's it's kind of a big downside because like you have to do a long animation of like a long animation where like you're stunned for a couple of seconds. It's just yeah, he's all right, I guess. He could be higher if they maybe tweak him and buff a little bit, but I think Hillbilly right now is okay, I guess. It's just that he's super hard to use. Almost no one plays him due to the fact that he's like one of the hardest killers to use. Now we have Letterface or Bubba or the Cannibal. I think he's more playable than Hillbilly. I mean, Hillbilly can be better than Cannibal in a lot of ways, but like Cannibal is so easy to use. He's like 10 times easier to use. He's like more fun. He is way less demanding. He can down multiple survivors in the same time. He can break pals super easily. In a hook scenarios, he can down three survivors, four survivors in the same time. He can like stay near hooks, and then when a survivor comes and tries to help that survivor, he can destroy the hell out of everyone near the hook. And if you run a barbecue on him and also devour hope, he can be really dangerous actually if you know how to use both of those perks. Um, Also, his add-ons are okay, I guess. He has some good ones, but also some really bad ones as well. Yeah, and overall, he's okay. He's a pretty good killer. The fact that when he charges his chainsaw, he can literally down you instantly. He's not as fast as Hillbilly, but you have more control over his chainsaw. You have more control over the killer in general. He goes slightly faster when he charges his chainsaw, but not as fast as Hillbilly does. So yeah, but I think he's more manageable than Hillbilly. He can be played way more easier. He's a much better pick if you're like struggling with Hillbilly. He can be a really good alternative to Hillbilly. Like Bubba is like an alternative to Hillbilly. He's slower, but he can down multiple survivors at the same time. He cannot run as fast as Hillbilly, but at least you have more control over his chainsaw, which is good. Legion, Legion, I think he's better than Hillbilly as now. I think no, actually I'm gonna put him like better than Demogorgon. He's not better than Hillbilly, but he's pretty good right now. So Legion used to be like one of the worst killers in the game, but now that like the meta is changing, Legion is pretty powerful actually. He can be super powerful, especially if you're playing against low rank Robbies, or even if you're in the good hands of a good player. He's extremely annoying. The fact that he can like injure survivors all in once and make them mend, like he forces them to mend. Like they cannot use Normet kits, they cannot use boon totems. They're forced to mend, or else they're gonna bleed. The best thing to do against a legion is to not heal from an injured state. You have to play injured. If you start wasting your time on getting healed up, he's gonna catch you up pretty quickly, and you're gonna waste time, and yeah, things gonna happen. So Legion is pretty good. He has super good add-ons, especially ones that uh makes him break pallets when he vaults. And yeah, he has good map control, good map pressure. He has good anti-loop when he's using his abilities. Like he can make you unable to use pallets as soon as he uses his abilities. But then at the end, he's just an M1 killer. If the only way he can down survivors if he's like in his normal state, because like if he's like running like with his ability, he's not gonna do much. Honestly, he's not gonna do that much. He has to go to his M1 killer state in order to down people, which is the biggest downfall of Legion. But in general, he's better than before. Actually, he's actually pretty good. If you master Legion, he can be really deadly and annoying too. Mikey, he's he's trash. Sorry for all Michael Myers mains, but sadly he's not going above trash. He can maybe argue to D tier, maybe if generous C tier, but man, Mikey's like the killer who's struggling the most right now. He's struggling so badly. No one is gonna play Michael Myers unless if they're trolling, if they want to doing a meme, if they're doing a meme. Sorry, but most of the times they're just gonna pass on him. Like the fact that you start as an M1 killer, super slow, your lunge attack is so low as well. He just he has nothing too good about him, and he has no anti loop. He has no map control whatsoever. He has really strong add-ons, but it doesn't make up for his ability. He's a really slow killer. Like until you get to tier 3, where it allows him to like one shot survivors. The survivors probably had like fixed 3 generators at least or 4 generators, and you're like already in a big disadvantage. He's a slow killer. His add-ons are good, but not enough to what's it how to say like his add-ons are not enough to overshadow his really disgusting ability. It's just trash. The only reason why I would play Michael Myers is maybe to use Scratch Mirror to like just to have fun or something. But then most of the time you're gonna have to skip. He's horrible. You're gonna lose most of your games in higher rank lobbies. Holy crap, he's suffering. Like he's crying. Sorry for all. Again, sorry for all Michael Myers mains, but I just suggest you to never play Michael Myers unless if you wanna troll or just play around. Yeah. Nemesis. I think he's better than Legion. I don't think he's better than actually. Okay, he's not better than Hillbilly, but then um yeah, I think Nemesis is a balanced killer. I think he has the best anti-loop in the entire game. I mean, a part of like Pyramid Head, he has like the best anti-loop in the entire game. Um, he has one of the most annoying anti-loop in the game, which like you cannot vault in front of a Nemesis. You cannot use a pallet in front of a Nemesis. He's gonna hit you with his tentacles, no matter what you do. He's super strong in chases, but the biggest downside of Nemesis is probably his add-ons and his zombies. His zombies, they're kind of okay as a map control. They can maybe give you info, but they're like RNG dependent. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and add-ons are trash. Sadly, there's like maybe one or two, and they got nerfed as well for I don't know why. Nemesis he's a pretty good killer. The only downside, as I said, is like his zombies are RNG, and also yeah, I've almost forgot. He has to like infect you with his tentacle in order to hit you with his tentacle to make you like let's say go to an injured state and actually make you actually hurt you. If he's not like if he's not like if you're not infected by the T virus, he has to hit you 3 times in order to down you, which is kind of bad. But it's not that bad since like his tentacles are pretty easy to use. And by the way, as your tentacles reach higher level, like tier 2, you can break pallets and breakable walls with your tentacles, which is super good. He's like the fastest killer in terms of breaking pallets, which is pretty good actually. So pallets are useless against him. Vaulting windows are actually useless too, but he has lack of map control and his zombies are too RNG. You cannot rely on your zombies. Maybe just you want to find they can give you infos about where maybe a survivor is, but like survivors can also stun zombies, and zombies sometimes they get stuck in random places and they're just not that useful. They can be useful, but most of the times no. Nurse, S tier. I have nothing to say about Nurse. She just breaks the law of the game. She can teleport all around the map, and that's it. Literally, that's her ability. She can teleport. She has her downside, but then I mean, it's so insignificant that she's like the most busted killer in the entire game. She just has the best add-ons. She has she has one of the best. She has the best abilities in the game. She has like one of the best perks built in the game. There's nothing to say about her apart of like she's broken as fuck. Oni, he's a high A tier. He is like a blight, like a weaker version of Blight. So I mean, he has good add-ons, I guess, like okay add-ons. He has a super good map control, super good anti-loop, but at the end, he's just he's like a worse version of Blight. He has to hit a survivor, then absorb their blood or some like blood orbs in order to like gain power. And then his power runs out. You have to restart the entire thing again, which is pretty bad. Like he has a really tough start, but then when you get used to him, he's pretty good. I mean, I just think Blight is a better version of him, and he's kind of hard to control. So yeah, I mean, in term of like skills, I think Blight and Oni are equal. I just think Blight is just a way better version of Oni, and there's no reason to play Oni if you know how to play Blight, unless if you want to try Oni, which is he is good. He's better than most killers in this game. It's just that you have to suffer in the beginning of every single game because he has nothing. He's an M1 killer. You have to hit a survivor in order to gain blood orbs to become stronger eventually. Pig, she's a D tier. Sadly, Pig is like she's a goner. She has nothing in her pocket that can really make her impressive. I think I I think even Clown is better than her actually. Like the thing is, her anti loop is even worse than Clown. Her stealth is pretty bad. Her traps, like her bear traps, is also bad. She's not that good. I mean, she's better than Mikey. She's not trash. She's just bad. You know, her add-ons are also, I mean, okay, but they're not that impressive. They're not gonna help her in high rank lobbies. She's gonna suffer a lot. Maybe in low rank lobbies, she's gonna be B tier or C tier. But then you're never gonna play Pig. There's just better killers than Pig. Like her bear traps can easily be taken off. You can hear her screaming before she like starts lunging at you with her like stealth thingy. Yeah, she's a really underwhelming, sadly, and she's gonna stay here until they find a way to buff her up. Plague, she's gonna I think she's in high A tier. She's better than Pyramid Head. The thing is about Plague is like she has like one of the most busted map control in the entire game. Her anti loop is okay, but what makes her so strong is the fact that she has like a super strong map control. Like if you're infected by the plague, you're gonna have a hard time knowing what you're gonna do. Most of the people they're gonna go cleanse, which is like the worst option, and she can literally like affect affect generators, and if you're like healing up a injured survivor, you're gonna also get infected, and so like it's a game of oh shit, what am I supposed to do? You never know where you're gonna do against a play because she's so unpredictable. She can make an entire team cripple in a matter of seconds because she infected all of you, and people what they do is like they cleanse, which makes her even more stronger, and which by the way she's gonna snowball so quickly. And also her add-ons are pretty good for an A tier killer. I mean, she is she's wonderful. I guess she's not the best killer. I still think she needs a lot of rework. Oops, my bad. I think she still needs she still needs a lot more in order to get like an S tier. But she's also a good killer. You cannot go wrong with her. She is pretty easy to use. Her add-ons are good. Her perks build ups are pretty good too. Yeah, overall she's pretty good. Oof. Um. So the ghost lady. I call her the ghost lady. Um. Okay, she's like high E tier. I don't think she's as good as Nurse. I do think she got slightly buffed after they nerfed Iron Whale, where like people used to like use it for reducing grunts pain like and stuff for like 100%. Now it's like 75%, so you can still hear them. So what she does is pretty fucking powerful. What she does is like she goes invisible. Like you can see her body, but you cannot see her when she's invisible. Like she's like in the ghost realm or something. I don't remember what's the name is, but like she goes into another dimension and stuff, and like she can roam around. She cannot see the survivors, but she can see their like red scratches, and so she can go super fast. She has super map control. Yeah, she can roam the map super quickly. She can be really unpredictable. The only big downside of her is she doesn't really have anti loops, but then you don't really need anti loops since she's like invisible. You cannot see her. You can maybe hear a little bit and see maybe like some grass moving and stuff, but like it is so hard to spot these factors. She's super powerful. She can roam so fucking quickly. She has one of the best add-ons in the games. She is. Oh, actually, you know what? She's an A tier. Yeah, after the Iron Whale nerf, she's actually S tier. There's no doubt that you cannot do anything against her unless you have like one of the best headset in the entire game. You cannot see her coming. You cannot predict her most of the times. You're gonna have to play. You're gonna have to guess where she's coming from, which is powerful, and she's super fast. The only reason why she's below Blight and Nurse is just that she doesn't really have a good anti-loop capabilities, but she's still pretty good. Trapper, trash. We already know why. His anti-loop is horrible. His map control is horrible. His ability is horrible, and his add-ons are good, but they're not enough. He's an outdated killer. He has nothing in his hands. He's underwhelming. Honestly, there's nothing to say about him. Though maybe in the good hands he could be D or C tier, but he's gonna. But he is kind of better than Michael Myers, though he's actually they're both trash. Actually, they're all equally trash. So yeah, it doesn't really matter. Huntress, I've skipped Huntress because like I have a mixed opinion on her. She could be an S tier, but also she can be an A tier. I think she's gonna be the highest of A tier. The thing with Huntress is that she is the most powerful range killer in the game. She's like a better version of Death Slinger, which is like the bottom of B tier. She's so powerful. I don't know if you guys watch pros playing Huntress. She can destroy an entire lobby. You cannot do shit against her. She is like the most busted range killer in the game. She can throw her. She has really good add-ons. She has super good what's it called, a range. She can throw as far as she wants, as long as you know how to use her. She can down you super easily. She can close loops easily. She, the only biggest downside of her is that she has doesn't really have a good map control, but then she has like a range attack that is literally busted. That you can't do much against her. The only factor that makes her suffer the most is like the maps. She's kind of map dependent, but her perks and add-ons, like if you have the right perks, the right add-ons, and you're like a really good Huntress player, she's gonna dominate lobbies pretty easily. She will make you cripple and make you suffer a lot. Oh, okay. So let's begin with Twins first. I'm gonna talk about him later. Twins, she's the high B tier. Twins is so underrated. I think she's like one of the most underrated killer in the game. She's one of the most underrated, but also one of the most boring killer in the game. What she does is like she has a twin like Victor, or like he comes out of her belly he acts like a second killer, where like he can launch himself and attach to players, and when he's attached to players, the players is forced to get Victor off, or uh, or they get down if they're already injured. And when a Victor is like on a survivor, she can see Victor, so she knows exactly your location. She's really a good anti-loop thanks to Victor. She has good map control again due to Victor because he's super quick. She can be in two places in one, like she can be in two places in the same time using Victor as well. Her add-ons are okay. Perks build-ups, meh. I mean, there isn't a lot of perks that she can use really well apart of like those average ones like a hex ruin and stuff. Yeah, I mean, Twins is pretty good. She's like a new, different playstyle. She's like one of the most unique killers in the game, but also one of the most hardest to play. And also, she's really boring. She's not that fun to play. She's strong, but she's not fun. Trickster. Okay, I think he's better than Ten Slinger. Honestly, yeah, I think he's better than Ten Slinger. Let's just change him real quick. Trickster, he used to be like in D and C tier. Now recently, I think Trickster has been doing really good. Actually, Trickster has been seeing a lot of buffs, add-ons, and stuff. He's pretty good actually. If a good player is playing a Trickster, he can be super powerful and close loops pretty quickly. The biggest downside that he had since release is that he has zero map control, like absolute nothing, but he has a really good anti loop, and he can like hit survive multiple survivors with his knives. He can recharge them. He can charge super fast, and they can be super annoying. Like he can close chases and even faster than Nemesis or any other killers in the game. But as I said, he has zero map control. That's what makes him suffer real a lot. But I still think that he does his job better than Deathslinger. He's a range killer. He's better than Deathslinger actually. He's faster. He can down survive way quicker than Deathslinger. He's less map dependent than Deathslinger as well. So yeah, I think he's higher than Deathslinger. He's a solid B tier, low B tier. Wraith, I think he's C tier. The problem with Wraith is that like he got nerfed and he got buffed and he got nerfed. Now like at his current state, he's not that good. I mean, he can cloak and like walk super fast, but at the end he has nothing against looping. You can loop a Wraith so easily with the spine chill buff. He Yeah, he's gonna struggle a lot. The spine shield buff made him from B tier to C tier. Like the spine shield buff was so significant that I think he's gonna suffer a lot. I mean, the spine shield buff wasn't that wow. I don't think they really like affect stealth killers, but like Wraith, like he has some add-ons that are like based around stealth, and that they are all like denied with spine shield. I think every single killer who is like stealth has suffered from the spine shield buffs, I guess. He can run super fast while he's cloaked, but then he has to like he has to like use his bell. Like you can hear him using his bell when he's uncloaking and cloaking, which gives away his location. And when he uncloaks, he goes super fast. But then any survivor who's running spine shield, which is like super popular right now, yeah, he's gonna suffer a lot. Pinhead, ooh, or the Sinopite. I think he's better than Demogorgon, and he's better than Demogorgon. But I don't think actually he's better than Legion. Cenobite is pretty good. He's super good, but also super bad. What I mean by is like at the beginning of the game, if someone finds the puzzle, you're gonna be in a big disadvantage. Like the main goal of Cenobite is like to find that puzzle. If you find this specific puzzle, like you're gonna have a lot of map control. You're gonna cripple survivors. You're gonna make them suffer a lot. You're gonna have them slow down significantly. But let's say you have a bad start with Cenobite, you're gonna suffer for the rest of the game, and that's the real problem with him. But overall, he's pretty good actually. His power is like he sends chains on people and like he can slow them down. He has really good add-ons and overall he's a balanced killer. He's not super good. I don't think he's better than Nemesis because Nemesis has a better start than Sinopite. Maybe if Sinopite has like a lethal pursuit or something, it can help him, but I don't really think he's better than Nemesis or the rest of the killers in B tier, higher than him. He's okay, I guess. Cenobite is a pretty good choice. In higher rank lobbies, though, he can suffer a lot, especially that his chains can break up really easily. If you're like near objects, you can just go behind that object and it breaks the chains up. Artist, S tier, even better than Spirit. Uh, Artist is just she's a bit like Pyramid Head. Actually, she's like a Pyramid Head, but way more faster and way more, let's say, vigilant. She is so powerful. You can almost do nothing against her. She has full map control with her crows. She can hit you through walls. She can like make crows camp in a specific spots. Then when you're like looping, she can go make them go running, like make them go flying at you. And if you're close to it, it can actually damage you, or it can like, oh, the crows can start like annoying you, like going around your head and stuff like that. She has really good add-ons. She has good perks build up. Like there's perks that are really strong on Aries. She can dominate lobbies pretty easily. All in all, even if you run Aries just by herself, she has info and she has anti-loop. And that's all you need, literally. Her crows are enough info in order for you to find the survivors. She's super powerful and super overpowered. I think Artist is underrated as well. Not a lot of people plays Artist, even though she's like one of the best killers in the game. Not a lot of people know how to play her, including me. I don't actually know how to play Artist, but in the hands of a good player, yeah, you're dead. You're practically dead. I don't think she's better than Blight, but I think she's kind of close to Blight. Oh, well, she's a sad story. She's not. I think she's better than Freddie. Okay, so actually, nah, she's actually a worse version of Freddie. I'm gonna lie. The thing about her is that she has a good stealth, but like a part of that she has nothing. She has no anti loop. Her TVs are horrible, and especially like you can like counter her ability with the TVs and stuff. It's just she has nothing good about her. Part of like able to like stealth better than maybe Freddy, but like at least Freddy can teleport around generators, and he has like his puddles that can use as an anti loop on. But her, she's like stuck with those TVs that are like randomly generated in the map. Some TVs are good, some of them are useless, and like she has this thing where like I forgot the name, how we call it. It's like, what's it called? The dam, that thing or whatever. It's like when you're like near her, like near Unreal, whatever her name was, you get like a sort of a white bar that accumulates near your survivor, and if it's like a full bar, she can like mori you and like kill you instantly. But it's so slow. It's just she and even her add-ons are freaking bad. Like the bar is so slow. You can literally forget about her entire ability and just go on and just pretend that her only ability is like teleporting with on her TVs, which is really bad. You can counter her abilities with the tape, and her demanifestation is actually maybe the best thing she has. Even that, it's like it's underwhelming because like you cannot hit a survivor while you're like demanifesting. So Yeah, Unreal, she's kind of bad, in a bad spot, sadly. She's not that good. I actually think Doctor is better than her. Yeah, Doctor is actually better than her. At least Doctor has some info perks. She has nothing in her hands, sadly. The Dredge. Ooh. I think he's like A tier but lower than Pyramid Head. Dredge is a mixed opinion. Some people put him B tier, some people put him S tier, some people put him C tier. It really depends on the YouTubers, but I think he's solid. He's solid. His abilities are kind of good, but he also has a bad thing. So pretty much he can teleport to any lockers, which is all just that is all super powerful because like there's a lot of lockers in every single game. The locker doesn't really have to be next to the generator in order to be good. Like the fact that you can just teleport in lockers is just it's just already powerful enough. You have like really super good map control. You can lock you can lock lockers, but then there's like he has an ability where he can know exactly like it's a brown add-on. He has like a brown add-on where he allows him to know exactly which locker is locked, so he doesn't have to teleport to this specific locker. Also, he can. Oh, he also has this second ability where like it's like a midnight thing where like there's a clock ticking, and when it goes on, everyone is blind temporarily, and they cannot see shit and they cannot see anything. Literally, you're like blind for like I don't know, like maybe 1 minute or 30 seconds. I don't remember the exact time, but like you're blind for a pretty long time. So you have to guess where he's coming from. You cannot see your teammates. You cannot see down survivors. You're like practically blind, and you have to guess exactly where Dredge is coming from. Can be super annoying, especially if you're or gen rushing and stuff. Yeah, you're gonna have a hard time finding that gen. You're gonna have a hard time knowing where you are, where's your teammates, how or where is the boon totem, and etc. The only biggest downside of Dredge is that he lacks of anti-loop capabilities. The only way he can kill you and or stop a player from looping is if you're blinded, like you're in this his like in the midnight thingy. But then if but then a part of that, he's gonna have a lot of hard time in a loop. But then he's pretty good. He can catch survivors off guard. And if you're like in a locker, he if he teleports to the same locker you're inside, he can instantly grab you, which is, I mean, it's kind of a rare thing, especially if you know Dredge is in game. You're never gonna go in lockers. So yeah, he's okay. I guess he's pretty good, especially after the dead hard nerf. I think every single killer has like a slight buff because like they don't have to deal with constant dead hards anymore. So yeah, I think that's about it. I think it's a pretty fair, pretty good Dead by Daylight tier list. I think this is a fair tier list for all the killers. So guys, this is the end of this video. If you like this video, please comment down below. Share your opinions and your thoughts about this tier list. If you disagree with me, I want to know what's your opinion on it. If you want more videos like this one, please hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll see you guys later. Peace.